Hey, what's going on, y'all? Welcome in Tuesday, Wake Up Barstool. We got to recap a little Monday Night Football playoff edition, and we'll get to playoff takeaways as a whole. Have some Cancun conversations about what teams whose seasons are done should be doing. We got supreme debate. We got a lot going down, and it all starts now on FS1. Good morning, world. Hope you're all having a wonderful morning. Hope you got a great cup of coffee. Hope you're ready to have some fun over the next couple hours here on Wake Up Barstool. T-Bob, A-Bear, Big Cat, Eddie, Nikki, and Stephen Cheah with you today. Big day, a lot to get to. I didn't even talk about the Bears there, boys. We got to celebrate them, but let's start with Monday Night Football. The Texans last night. Hey, guys, turns out the Texans defense really just is that good. I mean, it was that was like hard to watch at times.
The Steelers are the same team every single year for the last 10 years.
Rewatch everything I've ever said.
Yes, I know.
You
I know.
started to believe. I nipped it in the bud. I said, don't do it. You started to believe, and I said, you're crazy. It is the same thing every year.
Every year.
Every year. Exactly the same. Nothing has changed. It's made time stagnant, which I'm kind of thankful for.
Yeah, that's true. You can't actually remember what year it is or that you're getting older because you're like, oh, the Steelers are going to go 9-8 and their offense is going to throw a bunch of screen passes and dump offs and they're going to lose by double digits.
They're going to be embarrassed in the wild card.
But there was no black magic feeling after the big win over the Ravens?
No!
That was where I was like, maybe
I felt a little
something.
life out of you,
Yeah.
I thought last
I did that for the camera. I did it for the bright lights.
Because Jerry started to believe a little bit.
Of course, deep down he didn't. Ask him.
No, but hold on. Let's just say this. They almost did exactly what we were saying, like take them in a deep water. This was a 7-6 game into the third quarter. I have one question, and this might sound ridiculous, but am I stupid for saying that if DK Metcalf catches that pass in the first quarter, the Steelers might win that game? Because that's how Steelers football is. If they have games where they get that first explosive play and get out 10-0, that drop was egregious. He has to catch that ball. If they get up 10-0, and then everyone's like, oh man, how is this happening? Instead, it just stays the 7-6, slog of a game, and then the Texans slowly wear them down, and you get this.
So are you stupid? It is the Steelers, coached by Mike Tomlin, in a wild card game after barely getting into the playoffs.
This is fourth quarter. It's 10-6.
And
the
interception in the red zone was 7-6.
The Texans were averaging 7 yards a carry.
The Steelers were in this game. They were fully in this game.
The Steelers lost by double digits after 2 fumbles and an interception.
Listen, how it ended, it looked bad, but they were. The Texans defense deserves all the credit. I'm just saying the Steelers, from a Steelers game plan, which is not really a game plan, it's just keep the game close enough that a weird mistake will get us to win this game. They were doing it effectively.
I think this is one of the most embarrassing Steelers losses ever.
Really?
In my lifetime.
I think the one you had against the Chiefs in 2020 or 2019 where it was not even. Remember TJ Watt scored the first touchdown? And you lost 42-7?
Yeah, that was bad. But this one was winnable going into the fourth.
Yeah.
And the turnover differential was +3.
I know.
Well, I mean, that's maybe my kind of feeling on it is yes, the score was always close. And it is the NFL. Technically, they were in the game. But to Nikki's point, maybe it's so embarrassing because they never felt like they were in the game.
No, they were in the game. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that game.
When they got the interception in the red zone, I was convinced.
The offense looked hapless. Completely.
Now, we should say that Eddie and I need to probably our new normal is not normal. Where I watch a football game and if you're down 14 in the fourth, I'm like, well, just do the Caleb Williams play.
That's true.
So it has skewed my game watching. But yeah, you guys were in this game. It was the perfect Steelers plan of making it as ugly as possible.
It was unwatchable slop.
I tweeted it halfway through the first quarter or something. I was like, I think the Steelers, if they get 5 CJ Stroud fumbles and 5 field goals, they can win this game. And that looked like that game plan was like well on the way to
They
happen.
got 5 fumbles.
Yeah.
No, you're right. It was like the third quarter, and I looked at Jerry on stream, and I was like, imagine if this was somebody's first football game they ever watched.
Yeah.
They're going right to soccer.
No, the actual watching of it. I'm just saying the Steelers were in this game. Now, the question, obviously, coming out of this is, is that done? Is that it for Aaron Rodgers?
Yes.
But if he
It
wants to
certainly
come
seemed
back,
like it.
The way that the commentators were speaking, it was like they knew something. Because they waxed poetic about this guy for 5 minutes in the end of the game instead of giving the flowers to the Texans.
yeah.
Are you more intrigued by the end of Rodgers or possibly the end of Tomlin?
I'm more intrigued by the Tomlin part because Rodgers, to me, is very simple. He could play one more year or not. The Steelers would be kind of foolish not to bring him back if he decided he wanted to play one more year. And, they could use him as a bridge quarterback, maybe draft someone. Like, he wasn't the biggest problem the Steelers had this year.
No.
So I would, I could see a world where he comes back. Tomlin, I don't know how you just keep doing this. It's just ramming your head against the wall over and over and over.
So I was kind of saying the same thing this morning, and I got a little bit of pushback. I guess the idea would be, though, is when you look at the roster, it's very old. They don't have a quarterback. They have some draft capital to maybe go get one. Do you get better if you get rid of Mike Tomlin? I know you're in purgatory. It's 7 playoff losses in a row, last 5 by double digits. You tied Marvin Lewis for the largest head coaching playoff losing streak, which you never want to be.
No.
In the conversation, Marvin Lewis.
Man.
But
I didn't know that.
yeah, I know. But do the Steelers get? How do they get better if they get rid of Tomlin?
I mean, I
can
think
they
you
get
have
one
to-
of the best guys.
They're
you
the
kinda have-
best available job if it opens up.
Yeah, because you don't get fired.
You get a decade of leash.
Yeah.
Oh, I see, yeah.
They've had 3 coaches in the last 50 years.
That's fair. I hadn't considered the job security.
Yeah, no, they're doing Supreme Court justice. So you basically have to be of ill health to lose your job with the Steelers. But I think you got to just clean house and start fresh because that's the problem with the Steelers is they're a very proud organization. They obviously are a premier organization in the NFL. They're consistently in the playoffs, but they're never competing anymore for a Super Bowl. And they have not had a 2-3 year stretch of bottoming out, so to speak, to get those shots at a premier quarterback.
Yeah.
And obviously, bottoming out doesn't guarantee you anything. There are certainly a lot of teams that are stuck forever. I mean, the Bears went through 3 first-round picks to get to this. The Jets, the Browns, you see all these teams, but you have to at least have a shot. You can't. You're not going to have a shot if you never are picking in the top 5.
Pride, I said before, I think on this show, is their biggest downfall.
Yeah.
Win 3 games, try to take a quarterback.
Yeah.
If it misses, try again. Look at what the Patriots did. They missed on Mac Jones.
Yeah.
Try again.
Here's what I would say that the Steelers need to do, okay? I'm thinking about it more right now. They are very proud. They are a team that doesn't want to, actively lose in a season. Bring back Big Ben for 1 season.
Yeah.
Let him play. Tell him, be like, Ben, we're not going to let you look at the standings. We're not going to let you look at where we are. Be like, Ben, we're actually not even going to let you look at the scoreboard. And we're just going to have you play. You win 2 games, and you tell Ben at the end of the year, it's like, Ben, you were incredible.
great.
We're 12-5. We're going to the playoffs. And then you just put him down.
Yeah.
You walk him out in the woods and let him go.
I think that would work perfectly fine. But here's what you're missing. It doesn't matter who they have. They'll win 9 to 10
That's why you
games.
got to get rid of Tomlin. That's my point.
Right.
That's the Tomlin part of it. Tomlin is good enough.
He would
coach.
win 9 games with Big Ben.
He would, absolutely. He's found a way to do it every single year, and it's maddening to watch.
So does anybody push back on getting rid of Tomlin? Because that's where I hold it to be self-evident as well.
No,
don't-
people will call the Steelers fans spoiled for being in a position where they're
No,
in,
I
but-
think we're past that.
Yeah, you can't
The Marvin
watch that.
Lewis stat.
2009?
Yeah,
Yeah, I used to say that, and then probably 3 or 4 years ago, I was like, okay, this is not. No fan wants what the Steelers are producing.
Yeah, watching from my perspective and watching these guys on the couch, him, Jerry, and K-Dick, bear through that, I was like, that just can't be fun.
That's
Yeah.
been the past 7 years. It's
Yeah.
been the same thing with different players. It's
Well,
crazy.
and they're not even competitive playoff losses. I mean, it's 5 in a row of double digits. So it's like you go through the entire year to get here and just fall flat on your.
And it all starts with how they managed the end of Big Ben, where Big Ben was clearly not a Super Bowl quarterback at the end of his career, but he was good enough to keep them hanging around in a lot of these games. And that started the path of we're letting Big Ben play another year, and he's going to get us to that 9 wins, and we're not going to bottom out. Because, like, that's what you got to do when you have a Hall of Fame quarterback in Big Ben. When he leaves, you're just going to be like, all right. And now they're in this revolving door of guys that are stopgaps. They won't fix anything. It's brutal. I think you have to get rid of Mike Tomlin. I think
it's crazy because they did kind of like I don't know if going all in is completely accurate, but like they invested pretty heavily in this season.
They've invested heavily in the defense every single year, and the defense is not elite. It's good, but it's not elite. And I think that's where their plan is kind of falling apart.
Yeah.
Invest in the defense, get a quarterback that knows what he's doing. The defense is not elite. You got to have it. You have to have the Texans defense if you're going to do like
that would help. I'm sure.
If Aaron Rodgers was on the Texans right now, he might win a Super Bowl.
So let's get to the Texans then, because we should be celebrating them, man. That defense. So a lot of people, you kind of talking about last night's game, maybe a rock fight, maybe being boring, and in some ways that's true, certainly. But my God, just the sheer physical intimidation of the Texans was pretty badass to watch.
Yeah.
Like that was a bully beatdown that felt like Debo from Friday. That was one of the most intimidating. Like I thought Aaron Rodgers multiple times was not getting up.
Yeah.
How sore I am after doing like a light jog. How is this 42-year-old man taking the abuse that he did last night and surviving?
Well, he's a professional athlete and you're not. That would maybe be it. No, but
you're
right. You're right.
Come on, Dan. You wouldn't. I mean,
you're
it's insane at our age to think about being hit by Will Anderson and Daniil Hunter.
Yeah, no, it's the Texans defense. I think their entire mantra is swarm, and that's what they do. They just swarm.
I thought it was going to be an Obi-Wan Kenobi situation. He was going to get hit and just his jersey was
just
awesome. Smile over to the sideline.
You see the Force Ghost Aaron Rodgers above the stadium smiling down. No,
that's from Star Wars.
Okay, I zoned out on that. The Texans defense is obviously Super Bowl worthy. They're
is
maybe
it though?
the best.
Bro,
the defense is sure
Yeah,
the unit.
Yeah.
But
CJ Stroud he doesn't. The best thing CJ Stroud ever did, and I actually am not a CJ Stroud hater, but I'll just say this. The best thing he ever did was have an incredible first year. Because I think that we've spent a couple of years saying that's going to be the standard, and he hasn't really played to that standard. He's been okay at times. He's had, his offensive line isn't great, so it's not all perfect, but I think we've all elevated him. Last night, he tried to give that game away.
See, that's kind of my point why I think they're Super Bowl good at it is because if you're going to fumble 5 times, lose 2 of them, throw a pick, look completely helpless, and your team's still dominant, like Stroud will play better. I'm not saying he's going to play good even, but I think he will be better than he was last night.
Yeah, but if he has a repeat of that against any other team, I think they lose. Because then the Steelers were not able to capitalize on any of the mistakes that CJ
I agree, but then again, I mean, you look forward to the Patriots. We know they're schedule merchants. Drake May didn't look great against the Chargers. Like, the Chargers' overall defense is pretty good.
Yeah.
Minter's done a good job, but the pass rush isn't anything like that.
No.
Like, Drake May could be in some serious trouble.
Yeah, but they still feel like a fun fling. Like, I don't see the longevity. Nico Collins probably not going to play next week.
There was nothing fun about
Christian
what those
Kirk
guys did last night.
Yeah. He had he had 60% of his year's yards yesterday.
Yeah, he was really good. I think C.J. Stroud, like, he's struggling. I really do. I think he's been struggling for 2 years now, and it's a smart thing to do. Just be really good. Although, at what point are we going to say, hey, where's the first-year guy? Because remember the conversations, and I was guilty of it. The conversations after the first year of, like, who would you take given contract and everything, and C.J. Stroud was getting up to like 2-3 in the conversation.
Well, it's going to happen once they get knocked out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like, that's when that conversation is going to happen.
He's so good at being under the radar, though. I don't know what his voice sounds like.
Yeah.
He doesn't show emotion. He's very mild-mannered, it seems. He's doing a good job of not bringing attention to himself.
I think I've seen more pictures of the fake C.J. Stroud, like the junkyard C.J. Stroud online than I have of C.J. Stroud.
Yeah.
What were you going to say?
Did you see Chad Forbes, who's a draft guy, NFL guy, who bringing up the S2 cognition test? Because C.J. Stroud famously got a very poor score in that. He's like, now you're seeing the slow processing that I was talking about years ago. I thought that was a very funny victory lap.
That's wild. One interesting thing to note going into break here is when you watch the Seahawks, right? Seahawks-Texans, clearly the best 2 defenses. They're doing it in completely different ways. Seahawks doing it with scheme, the Texans just doing it with straight dudes.
But
All right.
those two teams, the last thing, those two teams, why aren't we talking? We talk about Sam Darnold one way, and I think C.J. Stroud gets a pass. Those are very similar teams to me. Elite
1,000%.
defenses and question marks at quarterback.
All right, we'll get to all of that and more, and Bears on Wake Up Barstool. What's going on? Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool here on FS1. And boys, Sunday morning, wake up. I'm at church. Vibes are good. Everybody's happy. And the pastor has like a camo jacket on. Like, man, what's going on? And then right at the beginning of the sermon, she rips it off to reveal her Khalil Mack Bears jersey. Whole place goes insane. But that's the type of experience that the city of Chicago had over the weekend, man. One of those nights, one of those days, one of those games that, like, I'm not exaggerating. I think that just makes you happy to be alive.
It really was. I mean, Eddie and I were at the game. We floated out of the stadium.
Yeah.
There's a few times where I've had that as a sports fan, being able to leave a stadium and you feel like you're floating. I can't really just describe it better than that.
Well, because every stadium is a zombie walk, right? Everyone's just going through, all the ramps and everything. It was the happiest zombie walk ever. Everyone was like in disbelief.
People hugging, people smoking cigars, people, stopping, chanting. The game was incredible, and Caleb Williams is he's special. He's a special player, and it's great to continue to watch the haters and losers like Stephen Cheah do completion percentage when they don't. They have still yet to realize that Ben Johnson is a masterful coach, offensive coordinator. He has realized that, hey, if he doesn't have the short game stuff in his arsenal yet, we are going to do shot plays. Caleb Williams had, what do you have, 7 big-time throws? I
mean, that 4th and 8, that's the throw of the weekend.
It's maybe the throw of the year.
Yeah, so who cares if he hits, if he misses a guy in the flat when he's throwing 25 yards down the field 7 or 8 times a game?
Well, we said it Monday, too. Like, if you're giving me the choice between a guy who does, like, the fundamental flat stuff, he's great at that, but when the pressure gets high, that's what he has to work. No, you want the opposite. Like Williams is at his best when adversity is the highest. That is so much more desirable. And then you figure out some of the more fundamental stuff. It's
3-point shooting in the NBA.
Yeah,
that's kind of what the Bears have unlocked a little bit. Where it's like, hey, what if we are 40% or 35% from 3? That is better than being whatever. I can't do math. You know what I'm saying? You take those big shots over and over, and if you hit a few of them, that is a sustainable offense. So it's been incredible. Ben Johnson, Dennis Allen. I mean, the whole team. It was, I know Eddie and I were there. We really didn't think they were dead, which is crazy to say. Down 21-3. We thought it was bad.
Yeah,
we thought it was
really bad.
Our defense is not great, but
they played a hell of a second half, too.
It was just one of those feelings like, hey, give Caleb Williams a shot, and the team just does not quit. You cannot kill this team.
Yeah, it was a special night. I mean, everyone sees the records, and everyone knows that we've lost 50 times in the last 35 years, but to feel them is different.
Yeah.
Like, we felt all those 35 losses. That's not just a footnote. That's not just something we read on a paper that most NFL fans would see. So to finally be on the other end of one, it was surreal.
Yeah.
It was
Best
surreal.
live sporting event you've ever been to?
Easily.
I did that.
Easily.
It was that. I think it's one for me, but the Miguel Cabrera Grand Slam in NLCS was the loudest. Or Miguel Montero. I was in the bleachers for that. And then I also was at a Blackhawks Red Wings Game 7, Seabrook's overtime Game 7 goal, which is Game 7 goal.
That's
but this was one. This is one.
And Ed, did you well up in a video? Did you?
I swear it wasn't. It just fell out. Like it just
That's beautiful, man.
Water just fell out of my.
It's like a mini Christmas. I mean, you just feel so connected, so alive, so much joy. But it has to come with the risk, right? You needed to have all of that on the line. It needed to be the Packers. It needed to be so close to death.
Yeah.
To then emerge on the other side. Again, you will die remembering this day.
Yeah, because the first half, I was, I don't know if you do this, Eddie, but when I'm watching a game and it's going like that, I start thinking about what I'm going to say. Formulating my thoughts of what I'm going to say on the podcast, the show. And the thoughts were not good. It was just like, oh man, I can't believe this happened again. The Packers are not. I don't think the Packers are that good, and they still did it. And then to have it all flip, it's special.
Because
really
it goes,
special.
yeah, it goes back to that boiler room week 2 where you're like, I don't know if this is ever going to happen.
Gateway game.
Yeah, you don't know if you're like, you truly don't know if it's ever going to happen. Then it finally did.
There's a very funny, like Instagram popped up some memory or something for me. It was a Megan Making Money story from after week 2. And it was asking everybody around the office who's going to lose the most games in the NFL. And there were probably like 7 or 8 Bears answers. And to go from that to where they are now, playoff win, division champs, another home game this week.
Yeah.
It's the rise.
And it's
one of the great experiences you can have as a fan.
And it's crazy because I still don't know how good. Like, I don't know if they're good. I think they are. They're obviously good, but do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. They didn't even play that well against the Packers.
This team is so funny because there will be extended stretches where you'll be like, that's the worst team in football.
Yeah.
But is this the year where it's kind of fine to not be that good?
Yeah, I mean, I still
yeah.
would like to. I do think that maybe playing 4 quarters would be more sound in the playoffs, but
Then you just dominate every game. That's no fun.
yeah, they'll go stretches where it'll be like, what are we watching? And then they'll turn it on and go nuclear. And you could feel the shift in the crowd. You can feel, I mean, this all goes, like I said, to Caleb Williams. I think Caleb Williams is a special, not only
Iceman
talent, but I think he's a special personality and the leader and the way, I mean, he's a year 2 guy, and the way he was yelling at his teammates, that was a little rare. And you don't see that very often in a year 2 guy in his first playoff game. And he demands a lot of these guys. He was getting killed on every play. He was taking hits left and right. He just gets off the mat, makes the next play. If it doesn't work, makes the next play. And it's just, I think the entire team, stadium, city all build off of that.
And you know what's kind of crazy too? I don't think y'all could see this because you were at the game. Maybe you could. But LaFleur's body language became
They
panicky.
tightened up, yeah.
He was panicking at the end of that game, like visibly frustrated, kind of like you could feel Caleb and the Bears kind of exerting that fourth quarter voodoo into his brain. And
Yeah.
it was a bad look. It was a bad look.
He's on the hot seat, which is crazy.
I mean, imagine that. You knock out LaFleur and the GM
Yeah.
on top of everything else.
Yeah. It's a crazy world that we live in.
Like you said, I don't know how good we are, but I'm telling you what, like Sunday, looking ahead.
Oh, yeah,
single
every
digits
game.
against.
I want to get to that. I want to get to that in a second, but first we have to address the elephant in the room.
I mean, I thought Saturday was the quintessential Caleb game, and he's done it the past 4 games. Very interesting. In the past 4 games, he's on average 10 for 18 in the first 3 quarters, 184 yards, averaging half a touchdown pass. The fourth quarter. I know. You made a lot of these points. I want to put some context behind it. The fourth quarter, averaging the last 4 games, 12 for 21, 161 yards, 2 touchdown passes. It's just a flip gets switched, and I do think that there is a belief with, like you said, with the city, with the team, that they know they don't have to panic because there is a giant avalanche coming.
Stephen Cheah said, I am out on Caleb Williams. That was 2 months ago. Yeah. Stay out.
I can't.
Yeah, you can. You can stay out.
So I can't notice the trends?
Even in your joy, Dan, you can't find in your heart to forgive
stay out.
Stephen and let him back
I mean, you obviously were at the game. You didn't see the TV broadcast was crushing him for 3 quarters.
Who cares? Everyone crushes him.
I'm telling you that I'm not alone on this island.
The completion percentage and he missed.
And it's not just completion percentage. He was bad for 3 quarters. He was incredible for the fourth quarter.
It is a direct,
but I'm just saying that's the Caleb Williams experience.
It is a very funny direct troll that he completes 50% of his passes.
I love it.
Game
I love it
while doing these incredible heroics.
Be honest with me. At the pinnacle of your sports fandom happening, how soon after did you think of Stephen Cheah?
I actually didn't at all.
I'm not feeling that for 1 second.
No, I saw him on Sunday. Oh, no. We did see him. Yeah. He was here, so I guess 25 minutes after the game. Okay. But that's not my fault. He was sitting in the kitchen, and I saw him, and I obviously immediately was like, yeah, what are you going to say now, buddy?
Just shout out to my work ethic. Just an absolute grinder here at midnight.
That's right. True.
I guess so.
I want to get a bit.
What's the point of a work ethic if you get the takes wrong all the time? Right? Is that a good thing?
Well, he leaves it all in the field.
That's like feeling like I work really hard, asphalting, the streets, and then you go on the streets and they're all bumpy and there's just,
Well, let's revisit, and I know you're not going to watch the video. The take was, I don't know if he can win a Super Bowl playing like he plays. The way he's playing right now, that cannot win. You can't win a Super Bowl being bad for 3 quarters. I don't care how good you are in the fourth quarter.
Okay, well, we'll find out. See, that we move the goalposts every time.
We need to find a way to calculate Stephen Cheah's completion percentage.
Yeah. It's definitely under 50.
Okay, let's so one of the other storylines emerging out of this game, Ben Johnson after the game, F the Packers, which, I mean, in my mind, I hear that, I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, I don't think twice about it. It seemed to cause a bit of a stir. Ben Johnson was asked about it, and here's what he had to say.
People have talked about, like, between you and LaFleur, the 2 wins things, the handshakes. Beyond, getting this important playoff win, why is this important to you, or is there something personal beyond that?
This is a rivalry, and city of Chicago, Green Bay, it needs to be a rivalry.
I mean, yeah, standing by his comments, of course. Like, why? Like, I mean, this does not need to be. This is, of course, caused the Eberflus and LaFleur pictures to pop up of them being all chummy at the game together. No, the tone needs to be set top down. And I love the fact that in almost Kurt Signetti-esque fashion, he gets the second win against LaFleur to justify his opening press conference statement about beating Matt LaFleur twice a year.
This makes rivalries great.
Yeah, like people who like don't like this kind of stuff are like AI robots.
Yeah.
Like there's no way we watch this to be entertained. There's no way you don't like to be more entertained by people hating each other.
Well, it's AI robots or it's Packers fans that only want a rivalry on their terms.
Yeah.
Which doesn't make it a rivalry. That's the thing is, like, if you're a Packers fan and you're genuinely upset that he said that in the locker room and then doubled down the next day, you just have to admit that you do not want a rivalry. You want a team that you can punch down on every single year and win no matter what. That does not make a rivalry. You want a rivalry with no stakes. That's not how it works in sports.
Boys, as the Bears prepare to potentially move out of Soldier Field, I think it's worth celebrating the old girl for a minute here because the Packers' missed kicks were it was a part of the game, right? I found a pretty wild stat. Since 2016, opposing kickers in Soldier Field, if you look at 40 to 45 yards, right, they're making 50% of their kicks. The league average is 81%. And coming up this week, you look at the Rams game. The Rams have not played a game that'll kick off under freezing in the playoffs, since 1983. So, like, the bear weather coming through when it's needed most. It could potentially play another role this weekend.
Yeah, and the home crowd was amazing. I mean, we were in the 300s, and it was moving.
Yeah.
Like, it was bouncing up and down.
Yeah, Stafford isn't used to playing in Soldier Field.
See, I'm going to agree with Nicky here. I joke about bear weather all the time because I think it's funny. You got to play a good football game. Yeah. Weather really does not, it matters a little bit.
Well, I'm saying the kicking, that had a direct impact and has had a
for
direct
sure.
impact.
But I see this stat going around that everyone's sharing right now that's like dome teams or warm weather teams going to cold under 40 degrees are like 1 in 15 in the playoffs. And I don't know what the time frame is. It's one of those stats that everyone is now just co-opted and passed around. You also have to look at the context of it is if they're going on the road in the playoff, the home team's probably the better team, right?
Yeah.
This is a situation where the Rams are the better team. So, how many of those times has the better team won, or is it just the cold team won? So, I get scared when I like to have fun with the cold weather and stuff. You got to play football.
Yeah.
And Stafford's not going to be scared. I mean, Devontae Adams played in Green Bay. All these guys are going to be fine. It's just you got to play football and we got to play 4 quarters because I do think the Rams are a team that you cannot. They could bury us.
Well, what's kind of fun to say is, and you can say this legitimately, is you're talking about 2 of the most clutch quarterbacks in the entire NFL in this matchup. I mean, look what Stafford just did against the Panthers. I think that's his 4th playoff or game-winning drive. He's only second to Mahomes there.
Yeah.
Of course, Caleb set the record, 7 wins this year where they've been at a deficit under 2 minutes. I mean, these are the 2 Icemen going toe-to-toe here.
It's pretty insane. But they do have, it does feel like the Rams have that gear where getting that, I don't expect them to go a quarter and a half or a half of football without having their offense move the ball, where the Packers were able to. Packers let the Bears back in the game because they went a quarter and a half there in the 3rd and 4th quarter where they did nothing. They went 3 and out every time.
Does it scare you more or less that they struggle with the Panthers?
I don't know. That was a weird game.
I truly do owe the division an apology because you guys put up a way better fight than the AFC.
No.
Look at us, Cheah.
Whoa.
Yeah, no, he apologized to us, to the division South.
No.
The NFC South can hang with anybody. That's
Stephen Cheah does not get to accept that apology. He said
on behalf of the NFC
bitterly
South.
after the Falcons beat the Saints on Sunday 2 weeks ago, he bitterly tweeted the Panthers are going to lose by 20 plus. And we bet it.
He said finna, actually.
Finna, yeah. So you don't get to take any credit.
Was that your first
I tweeted right after the game. I said, hand up. I was wrong. This proves the NFC South can hang with anybody.
Yeah, no.
That was a game in 2 minutes left.
Right. Like we said, your little AFC North
I said
end.
it. The North was the true loser.
Get out of here. Also, the NFC East sucks. They got away with 2
Well, the
months.
Bears did. The Bears won the NFC North. They won the NFC East because we went 4-0 against the NFC East. Now we have to find a way to win the NFC West because we're basically in the NFC West impasse.
Yeah, I mean, now the NFC West, that's a different wagon.
This is us versus the NFC West.
Yeah.
All right, coming up next, guys, we're going to play a fun game. Earlier this year, we made a wager. We drafted teams that we thought were in the Super Bowl in the middle of the season. Let's revisit it, see who's in the lead. Comes up next here at Wake Up Barstool. Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool on FS1. Okay, so earlier this year, halfway through the NFL season, we played a game where we looked at a lot of the potential playoff teams. We did a snake draft. We drafted them. It involved trades for future picks in Nikki's part. But we all now have teams that if they win the Super Bowl, everybody else on the show has to treat that person to a nice dinner at, is it Gale Street Inn or Gale Street Tavern? At Gale Street Inn, just reopened.
You been since
Not yet.
it's open?
Not
Okay,
yet.
we got to, that's a scary
It's a suburbs place, right? No? Did I make that up?
No, it's in Jefferson Park.
Okay.
Yeah, it reopened new ownership, so we haven't tried it yet, but we do love it.
So let's do a little check-in now that we're through a round of the playoffs and see where everybody remains. Okay, let's see here.
So start with Cheah. I like this.
Oh,
So these are
Steve, what happened?
Let's not pretend that when I drafted the Chiefs at number 1, everyone was not upset. They couldn't get the Chiefs at 1. So yes, sorry I missed on the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes got hurt. Lamar Jackson also missed some games. Daniel Jones got hurt. All my quarterbacks got hurt.
Did you actually curse every team on here, Steve?
Cheah, you didn't get in the playoffs?
Not a single team in the playoffs.
Wow.
They all got injured. All my quarterbacks got injured.
Well, you should have seen that coming.
And Baker Mayfield. So what's the common denominator here?
Wow.
Damn.
Good job, Cheah.
Not great.
Curse.
If you're wondering why Eddie has 4 teams, Nikki, would you like to explain yourself? Do you remember?
Not at all.
You had the Broncos, and you traded the Broncos for a future pick in next year's midseason NFL team.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. I'm happy about it.
So Ed made a short-term. Oh yeah, and you got
It
the
was
Lions.
a rebuild year for Turani, man.
Yeah, you got the Lions in return.
Yeah, okay. So, I traded. Yeah.
Eddie, you're looking pretty good.
Pretty good.
You fleeced me, Ed.
That was a great trade.
Yeah.
So wait, no one has the Texans?
No.
No, they were
That's
terrible at
crazy.
the time.
So I don't know what happens then if they.
Big Cat, give him to Cheah.
Yeah, I'll give him to Cheah.
You have too much to lose with the Texans.
Yeah, I
already.
have too much to lose. I nailed this draft. I mean, Rams and Seahawks.
Yeah, I know.
You gotta feel pretty confident.
I know. It's sad.
Like that's a good likelihood that could be the NFC Championship.
You had 3 playoff teams.
You did too.
I had 3 playoff teams. But look at pick 15, guys. 5-3 at the time. Nobody wanted to believe. Come on, Bears.
Yeah.
I need this Gale Street Inn meal, dude.
I should have taken the Bears with pick 14. I think I was probably saying that I can't go so heavy on the 3 NFC teams.
No, we scoffed at him when he took the Bears. We're
Yeah.
like, oh, come on, dude.
Well, so we were just going to the touchstones before he came back on air. We had 0-2, Eddie's in the boiler room, life's a disaster, including like getting dominated by the Lions, all that, right? Then there was the Gateway game where
which
Dan
was the
set
next
it up,
week.
which is insane how far the Gateway has come.
Oh my God! It opened everything.
Then it was
Changed our lives.
thinking about the playoffs, which I think is when we did this.
Yeah.
5-3, we were
Okay.
still thinking about.
We were like, Flacco just dropped 50 on us. Or something.
Yeah, so it was right. Yeah, the Black Friday game was when it kind of changed in our mind. So that's where it started to shift. This is good. And then Nick, you still have the Bills.
I think I'm still very alive.
I think the Bills, by the way, we can talk about that game. The Bills winning on the road First time since 1992.
Yep. First time in the McDermott era as well.
First time in the McDermott era. I think that takes a little bit of pressure off them. I think they can start to play a little bit freer because that did feel like it was a first, even as it's weird to say, but they're the 6th seed, but they have what seems like the most pressure on them in the AFC playoffs.
Totally.
And I think they might have gotten, not their monkey off their back, but at least like, hey, we did it once. We didn't get eliminated in the first round. There's all this talk about McDermott, potentially being on the hot seat. Now they can go out there, play some ball. I saw that like Ed Oliver might be back.
Yeah, he's returning to practice.
Right, they've gotten a couple guys that look like they might be coming back, which would be incredible for them. The Bills, I don't think they're that great. I mean, no one's really great.
That's the thing.
Yeah, I don't think they're that great, but they still have Josh Allen. That was my entire take going into that game. The Jaguars were the better team overall, but when you have Josh Allen, that's the greatest, equalizer.
Well, that's how it played out.
And that's exactly how it played out.
I do fear every piece of his body is hurt.
Yes, absolutely.
Every inch.
That knee injury should have been
that was
crazy.
bad.
It's backwards.
He also does feel though like he can take unending damage.
Yeah,
he's a true tank.
Yeah, but the way the Jags lost that game kind of makes you scratch your head. Like he threw that pass, didn't have to do it. They seemed to get in range for a little. It was weird, right? Like there was the debate. Cheah was all over it. Like they left too much time on the clock. And then the Jags just kind of bundled it.
That was weird because watching in real time, we all thought that they let them score. But it turns out, like on the replay, that they just had a great push from the offensive line.
Wait, they didn't let them score?
No, they let them score on the final tush.
Yeah, on the final tush.
The one before Chase.
Correct. The one to get to like the 1 yard.
From the 6-inch line though, yes, they absolutely were like, come on in.
Cheah, I've been thinking about it more because Steven, when we were watching the game, he's like, Steven was very accomplished Madden player.
Yep.
No big deal.
Facts.
Won how many Super Bowls?
Online?
Honestly, countless.
Countless Super Bowls, infinite Super Bowls. And he said that the Bills in this situation on the goal line with 1 minute and 5 seconds left, the Jaguars have no timeouts. The Bills have all 3 of their timeouts. They should kneel it one time, get it down to 30 seconds, call a timeout, then get in there. And I was thinking about it more, Cheah, because I agreed with you. I think that if Sean McDermott was a little more safe in his job, he would have done that.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's fair.
Because if they don't get
Sean McDermott, I do not think will be fired. But if you
lose that
kneel the ball on first down and then do not get in there and lose the game, I think it's instant fired.
Yeah, I think
Instant,
that's fair.
Right?
Also, you can't. And would you? I wonder if you even practiced this because I don't remember. I was definitely never part of a team that did, but the NFL's different. But like you shouldn't kneel it either, right? You should almost just fall like straight down.
Yeah, I mean, take a short kneel. Right now they give you a loss of 1 because you're on the 1 foot line pretty much. If you can get that back to 5 feet, I was thinking is probably the safe distance. I mean, you got the number 1 rushing offense in the NFL. You have Josh Allen. You should, given 3 chances, you should do it.
That's fair.
And the biggest reason to do this, Jacksonville had 1 timeout or no timeouts at the time, but you're going against Cam Little, who's a guy who can kick it from 70 yards, and they just need that to tie. Obviously, it didn't work out with Trevor Lawrence throwing the pick on the first or second play, but that is a scary proposition.
I wonder if teams practice that play because it is a very difficult play, and you don't want to. T-Bob's right. You don't want to lose yards.
Sure.
You also don't really want to have your quarterback like Josh Allen dive and
you can't
become
fall
a pile.
Right, yeah.
So maybe that's the other part of this is do they have a specific play where it's like you cannot lose any yards, but you have to stop the.
I've never heard. I can imagine just like falling, like you get it, and just instead of kneeling.
But then you're putting Josh Allen in harm's way.
Well, the O line has to fire out.
Yeah,
like they got to protect him, and he has to fall. But whatever. Look, they end up betting on their defense. Defense comes through, and I guess what I don't want to get lost here is, or maybe I want to see if y'all agree with this. Like that's a very quality Jags team.
Yeah.
Like that is one of the best teams in the NFL that they beat on the road in the playoffs. It is not like Rams Panthers. That was a good game. Don't get me wrong. The Panthers acquitted themselves well, but like that was a very good win.
If that team's in any other uniform with any other logo, I think that's a bigger win.
Yes.
For the public eye.
Mm-hmm. I agree. All right. Coming up next, let's shift our perspective away from the playoffs a little bit. We're going to do some Cancun conversations. Talking about what the main goals should be for some of these offseason teams. More Wake Up Barstool on the other side. So in every football game, there's a winner, there's a loser. In the playoffs, it means more because one team's season comes to an end, meaning they can go to Disney with the fam, Cancun, wherever. The point of this segment is we're going to look at the losers from this first round of the playoffs, and we're going to kind of ask some major questions about each team. And let's start with the Philadelphia Eagles. Obviously, coming off of a Super Bowl, this season was frustrating for many of the fans, and I think the question kind of begins, what's the solution here? Do you get rid of Sirianni? I mean, A.J. Brown's probably got to go, but then again, he's got a crazy cap hit. If you're the Eagles, what do you do in this offseason?
I'll let you guys start. I have the extremes. I have both extremes.
I mean, they can't do the A.J. Brown thing again.
No.
It's you can't go through another season of that.
No.
Yeah.
It's too much.
Yeah.
It's too much back.
It's a lot of drama.
Yeah, it's too much. Too much
Unending.
dissension, yes.
The only problem is, I don't even know how you could change this. To Dan's point, I mean, the cap is fake. We all know that. But right now, if you trade him, he would carry a $66 million dead cap hit. It's a lot of money.
Yeah, that is a lot of money. The simple fix is Kevin Patullo's got to go.
Yeah, well, that's obvious.
That's
obvious.
Yeah.
The extreme one is Jalen Hurts got to go.
Whoa.
I'm just saying extreme. I don't believe this. I think Jalen Hurts is very good. But we're talking extreme changes. Just be like, hey, is the offense limited because of the offensive coordinator, because of the quarterback? I don't know.
I think that's the only change they need to make.
Yeah.
A very winnable division. I think they have to do the least out of anybody else.
But you got to keep one.
Yeah, it's very level-headed and probably correct, Nikki.
If you got to keep one,
It's good for TV, I'm sure.
Well, I'm keeping Sirianni, right? I mean, like you said, the A.J. Brown thing, I'm with you. Like, dead money, it's untenable. The situation is. It's too much drama. It's every single week. It's too many headlines. Now that we're talking about it out loud, they're like, but what if the new OC comes in? It's like, no, we can make it work.
We need it, yeah.
Like, no, we can do this.
But you're not like screwed. Like you still got Devonta Smith. Like there's still guys there.
I know.
Who do you replace A.J. Brown with? Like George Pickens? Is that going to be less of a headache?
I mean, listen, it was still a net win. They won a Super Bowl. It was a good trade. But
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
And Howie's the best in the business, so he'll figure it out. But I think it is probably as simple as getting. I mean, you could see the Steelers have, when they have a serious offensive coordinator, they go to the Super Bowl. When they have one of Nick Sirianni's friends, they don't. And that's been every other year for the last 4 years. And this was a non-serious one. So, they had the Shane Steichen, Kellen Moore years where they went to a Super Bowl. Then they had the Kevin Patullo, and I can't even remember the other guy's name, where they didn't. So they just got to fix that, and they'll probably be fine.
Okay, Packers. Do they do anything? Do they move on from LaFleur?
I hope so for the Bears' sake.
Right, like I don't think I think they'd be a little. I think this would be a little wild for them to move on from.
Do you think he deserves to get fired for how he coached that game, though?
I don't know if it's how he coached the game, but here's the thing: the Packers. It does feel like there's maybe a identity loss with the Packers right now, where if you get them on the ropes, like adversity-wise, they don't feel like the toughest team. Is that
No, like
right
I
to
said,
say?
LaFleur's body language was terrible.
And I think LaFleur's a very good coach, but I do think there's something that needs to be fixed there for them identity-wise. They have really good players, and I think the Packers could probably run it back and be like, hey, you have Micah Parsons, you have Tucker Kraft,
Yeah.
you got Zach Tom, all these guys that are really, really good players. You're not going to have that injury luck or bad luck. But I do think that identity-wise, they have missed something. The toughness to it.
I don't think this is a strong cycle of like coaching.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
So like, would you rather, if you were getting rid of your head coach, gamble on somebody or wait a year? I don't know what you'd rather do.
I'm kind of with you. I would almost hold pat just because there's no like surefire candidate out there right now.
I mean, the obvious thing is they got to get a new kicker. Brandon McManus, 7 missed points left out there on Saturday. It was insane.
Soldier Field.
Yeah.
Soldier Field, baby. Bear weather, wind and whatnot. Shout out Cairo Santos. Always getting
Is Harbaugh an upgrade?
No.
It feels neutral.
I
Does
say no.
feel neutral.
Okay.
But I guess it's kind of a lot of the whole like Harbaugh, Stefanski, like all those overlapping circles feel like neutral in some way where maybe the value just comes from a new voice. All right, coming up next, let's gauge in some supreme debate. We got more offseason conversations we'll continue to get throughout the entire week as well. This is Chicago here at Barstool Sports HQ. More on FS1. What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool on FS1. Hour 2, we kick it off every single Tuesday with Supreme Debate, where we have the conversations no one else is willing to have on television. Eddie, you're going to kick us off today. What do we got?
Listen, I don't know how much of a debate this is, but the wild card weekend reminded me how much I missed the chain gang.
Yes.
Wow.
It really did, right? Like there was the drama means more.
Not only do I miss the chain gang, we were talking about this on Pardon My Take, and the graphic that they use, the virtual measurement, is one of the dumbest things possible because it's the refs spotting the ball.
Yeah.
So it's not. So you see the when they go and they show the virtual measurement, and you think it's something official, and you forget the refs. The human element has already still been involved here. They put the ball where they think it is.
They just eyeballed.
They just eyeballed it. It is no different than Stephen Cheah putting all of his thoughts about what the season's going to happen in the NFL and then calling it data.
You're obsessed with this man.
I am obsessed with it. But don't you think it's ridiculous that they make it look like this official computer model? You know how in tennis, they'll do.
The tennis one's awesome.
Yeah, that's
like,
sick. The Hawkeye. Yeah, because they actually can track where the ball is. This is just a ref sticking the ball down and then them being like, look, put it on a computer screen for me.
So we're kind of doing like a mixed media thing. Are you saying we need to have it all one way or another?
Yes.
It's all human or all computer?
It's got to be a chip in the ball or bring back the chain gang. A chip in the ball, I'd be fine with. Then it's like you got it right every time.
Yes.
We said it when the chain gang news broke, though. It's our kids are never going to know the joy of the extension and then watching it slowly come down to the ground. It's a bummer.
Yeah, the Jadeveon Clowney play does not mean the same.
No, without a doubt.
No chain gang.
And you're right, the graphic makes it worse.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Nikki.
Yeah, we were watching the Steeler game last night, and I'm sure we all had the same thought. Is Mike Tomlin Harry Truman? I think you said it, T-Bob. I think you texted me. You said, I think this guy might be Harry Truman.
Oh, here we go.
Tomlin was born the year Harry Truman died.
Okay.
They both inherited a strong team. Right off the bat, a huge win over the red and white. Tomlin over the Cardinals. Harry over Japan. They rebuilt around Big Ben after, got taken down. They're cocky to the media. And then an Army leader outspoken against him, Jerry and Dwight D. I think
he might be.
Mike Tomlin is Harry Truman reborn.
Mike Truman? I texted you.
Mike Tomlin.
I texted you, but I had no idea that it went this.
I had people blowing up my phone. They were like, is Tomlin
Harry Truman? Yeah.
And I think it might be the case.
Where was Harry Truman in presidents? Was he a good one?
It was after FDR.
No, I know that, but was he?
He dropped the bomb.
Okay. Yeah, he's kind of. He says the buck stops here. That's
the
what
buck
he's
stops.
known
They're
for.
quote guys.
They are quote guys.
So does that mean that is Cower FDR then?
Cower's FDR.
Okay.
They look alike too.
Yeah.
We need to find Dwight
I don't think Truman is especially well thought of.
Okay.
I'm not 100%.
I have no idea.
He is just passable.
He's passable.
I'm at the point in my life where I couldn't pass a third grade history test. So I'll just admit that. Yeah.
Does he do anything mediocre?
Truman?
Yeah.
Almost everything.
Yeah, I think that was kind of his deal, is that he was thrust into FDR's shoes, who's one of the most, just one of the biggest characters we've ever seen walk the earth. Mm-hmm. And then he was just more of
He didn't see China coming. Blindsided him. He didn't know. Didn't see the uprising of China.
He was thrust into FDR's shoes.
Because
those are
probably pretty wonky.
Yeah. I was gonna say they haven't been used.
Not a lot of wear and tear.
Right. Brand new kicks.
Not a lot of wear and tear on those shoes. He wasn't fit for the chair.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. My supreme debate.
You didn't see China coming?
Nah, blindsided.
I did not see China coming.
Yeah, I know.
It's right there.
It's right there, man.
Supreme debate: should Harry Truman have seen? Mike McDaniel would be a great head coach for the Atlanta Falcons.
I agree.
I thought about it last night, and I know there's supposed to be absurd debates, and a lot of people would laugh at this, but no, I think this would be really good.
I totally agree. The idea that you get fired and then you immediately, obviously, John Harbaugh, he's going to get hired. Stefanski might get hired, but Mike McDaniel didn't accomplish anything. He didn't win a playoff game. So everyone in their head says, well, he's going to be an offensive coordinator. why he wasn't that bad of a head coach.
I agree. And the Tua stuff went sideways. Tyreek Hill went super sideways on him. I'm kind of like, man, you give McDaniel like Bijan and Pitts in London. Like I feel like maybe get Penix going. Cheah, I see you don't agree?
I do. He's the guy I want for our offensive coordinator and to eventually succeed Todd Bowles. And he just interviewed with the Falcons, so I'm hoping that does not go through.
And his best year in Miami was 2023 when he had Vic Fangio on staff. Like those type, like if he can get a good defensive coordinator, I agree with you. Now the question for Mike McDaniel is: do you think that you need a little time to learn about what went wrong? Because I do believe that the second chance guys, there is a chance to hit on them, but they do have to do a little bit of soul searching, understanding what went wrong. I saw Matt Nagy, our old friend, get an anonymous 45-page report written about him from his coaching staff and everyone in the building. He commissioned. Oh wow. Yeah.
Interesting.
About what he got wrong. He's doing the kind of tour right now, being like, I know that I meddled too much. I gotta let people do their thing more often. But there is something that it takes some time to learn what you got wrong the first time.
I mean, Coach O did that. I know a lot of people, because of how it ended the second time around, a lot of people dismiss a lot of what O did, but after his Ole Miss debacle, he was very, very forward about that same type deal.
And I think it's a certain skill set with head coaching where if you are a coordinator, most of these head coaches were a coordinator beforehand, you're maniacally obsessed with your side of the ball and what goes on and teaching it and calling plays. When you now have to be the head coach and have to deal with everyone's issues, it's a totally different ballgame.
What a strange year when 3 guys who got fired will probably instantly get other jobs.
Yeah.
All right, Stefanski, Harbaugh, and he's probably
he has a chance
of a long
to.
shot, but
he has a chance to. There's a couple teams I think that
crazy.
Interesting.
It is
when
crazy.
does that happen?
Yeah. Usually, I mean, like Mike McCarthy had to sit out a year.
Yeah.
Most of these guys, Vrabel had to sit out a year.
Yeah.
It is true.
If this second head coaching stint doesn't work, he's going to be doomed to a decade plus of being a quarterback.
Well, I don't think do you ever get a third?
I think you do if you do the time.
Well, you get a third if you were also really good.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
I mean?
Because like a Dennis Allen, he's never getting a third.
No.
Like both.
But Mike McCarthy could potentially get a third.
Yeah. John Fox got a third.
Yep, John Fox got a third.
Okay.
So yeah, there's definitely some guys out there who have gotten a third shot at it. But yeah, we were saying during break the Matt LaFleur was the oldest coach in the NFC playoffs.
That's so wild.
46 years old. He's a month older than Kyle Shanahan. And you look at the NFC and it's pretty crazy because I have now this year more than any year, and it's a large part because of the Bears, has crystallized that this is a coaching league. That's it. Like I know the players matter, I know the quarterback matters, but coaching, if you have the right coach, above all else, that can get you places. And then look at what we have in the Final Four in the NFC with Ben Johnson, Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan, and Mike McDonald. Like all these guys are young and really, really good.
Cheah, you got one?
Yes. The Jags reporter. Is she an industry plant? Let's play the sound real quick from this question.
How you doing today? Lynn Jones, Jacksonville Free Press News. I just want to tell you congratulations on your success, young man.
Thank you.
You hold your head up, all right? You guys have had a most magnificent season.
Thank you.
And you did a great job out there today.
Appreciate
so you
it.
just hold your head up, okay?
Thank
and
you,
ladies
ma'am.
and gentlemen, Duval, you the one, all
Thank
right?
you, ma'am.
keep it going. We got another season, okay?
I appreciate
Take
it.
care and much continued success to you and the entire team.
Thank you, ma'am.
So first off, I loved this question, which was pretty polarizing. Schefter tweeting out that it was an awesome moment, and then some guy from the AP and a bunch of legacy media people saying this is the most unprofessional thing ever. What I wanted to know was, what was her history and had she done this before? She has been working as a journalist with the Jaguars since their inception in 1995. So I wanted to see what happened after the 2017, or I guess the 2017 season, the AFC Championship game where they lost to the Pats.
Yeah.
Did Doug Marrone get a good job, get a nice season, keep your head up? Nowhere to be found. Also, she doesn't have a Twitter. She's a journalist.
She's a journalist without a
journalist, no Twitter. So I want to see Lynn Jones-Turpin. Where you at? I started to do some news hits. I'm actually a big fan, but where you at?
So I'm a little shocked.
That might be its own news segment.
Yeah.
Where you at? Jones, where you at?
And you said you're a big fan of her?
I loved the question. I thought it was very cool. all the people getting their panties in a bunch about this, like, relax. It was 27 seconds or something like that. I thought it was a very cool moment. And I saw her do a news hit yesterday saying that Liam Cohen was like kind of emotional, and I thought it was appropriate. And I watched the full press conference, and she was right. Liam Cohen looked like on the verge of tears and had been emotional, which understandably his season came to a crashing halt. But I thought it was a very cool moment. Were you guys in favor of this question?
It makes me think that Liam Cohen's a good guy, and anyone who was mean to him should feel bad.
Yeah.
On record, Liam Cohen, top 5 NFL head coach.
I'm absolutely in favor of this. I mean, I know a lot of people have the take where it's like, it's sports. We cover sports. You know, the journalists, they hold themselves to a standard that I don't know how relevant it is always. What I was a bit surprised with, though, is like, I heard that question, and I worked in local media for a long time. You could immediately tell, like, that woman is a kind of, like, has to be like a local legend, right?
Yeah.
Like somebody who's like been in the game forever. Everybody kind of knows her. She's your beloved local newswoman. Like, it felt obvious to me. I don't know why all these other media types got so upset about it.
I also think it's very important in today's day and age when, you know, social media, everyone has social media, everyone has a take. I think it's very important that we have to still reserve the right to say, I don't care.
Yeah, you don't care.
This didn't matter to me one way or the other. Like, I scrolled right past it.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of people upset about it. I saw a lot of people like, this is the sweetest thing ever. I was like, okay, there's football on. This was a 17-second thing in a press conference.
This should be the standard. The price of asking me a question is one compliment. Every press conference, give me one quick, then ask your question.
There's some guy in the back who's just so mad because he couldn't ask Liam Cohen to walk him through his decision on
Yes, that's what this is.
Quarter. But yeah, this is a very big red blinking sign saying, I don't care. But that's okay. You can say I don't care.
Yeah.
I think we should bring back I don't care.
And if she's been with him since '95, like, listen, let her do her thing.
Yeah, like tapping out of things is because everyone just immediately needs the most aggressive opinion. I think it's okay to just, and it's probably not great TV right now to say it, but I don't care.
Okay, I was told we have another one. Is this from the production room here? Should athletes...
Oh, yeah, LeBron. This is real?
Yeah, it started last night.
So explain it to us, Steven.
So he's played 23 seasons, the only player to have ever done that. He made his debut in Sacramento, so they were playing the Kings last night, so they are going to do this for the rest of the season. Every one of his jerseys is going to have this 23 seasons patch on it. Now, the rub of it is that
And this is why it's happening.
Is that Topps, the card company, is going to cut out all of those patches from each game and then put it on a card, which I think is really cool.
That's the only reason they're doing it.
Yeah, but that's...
I would imagine so.
But LeBron is wearing a patch for himself that only he has.
Correct.
That's insane.
I don't know. It's like a general wearing like medals, isn't it? I mean, he's been in for 23 years.
Yeah, but that one's the military.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so
We
what?
usually do the patches for when people die.
It's a tough thing.
This is crazy.
I don't know. You know what? I don't think I care.
Okay. All right, fine. Yeah, no.
Actually, now that we're talking it out,
this is going to become a habit because we're about to become so indifferent on it.
No, but that's what it is. It's another money-making thing, right?
Yeah.
It's for cards.
But like,
This
if you
one I
like
care
cards,
about.
that's cool, right? Or no? Are the card guys not?
But how many cards is going to be sold? There's
80
There'll
something
probably
or
be about
60
50-ish.
Yeah.
It just started last night.
I think that one-of-one Paul Skeens card where the Pirates were offering season tickets, a game with Livy.
Yeah.
I think that was like kind of a downward slide.
Yeah.
It's all these stunts.
Well, congrats, LeBron.
No. What?
What?
You got a patch for himself? This
Okay,
is crazy.
no congrats.
I thought this was fake. I thought I was getting
it's real.
censored when I saw it.
We got to get one made for you. How many years
Patch?
of podcast?
Yeah. Every podcast we
Wear
do.
the patch. Nobody's done it this long, man.
Oh, man.
There we go. And next year, when you sell the Yak cards, you could have the big patch.
Oh, no, we have to do it.
All right, we got plenty more of Wake Up Barstool. When we get back, we continue some of our Cancun conversations. Look forward to the next round of the playoffs, trying to parse who will win, who will fall. Maybe a little college football on the docket as well. This is FS1, and this is Wake Up Barstool. Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool at FS1. Let's talk some NFL playoffs. Guys, I have a question that I think is actually kind of tough. I want to see how everybody answers it. Most impressive team from Wild Card Weekend.
Ooh, that is tough.
Like at first I was like, okay, is it the Well, Josh Allen go? I mean, the Jags, like we said, that might be the best win, but they do kind of appear flawed. Texans defense incredible. C.J. Stroud terrible.
Actually, I have the answer.
Bears inconsistent.
Most impressive team from Wild Card Weekend.
Yes,
I think it's the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah.
That was an impressive win on the road, windy conditions. George Kittle goes out. Their defense has no one left. Brock Purdy, Kyle Shanahan, Christian McCaffrey, they found a way.
Yeah.
Kyle Juszczyk, what he became when George Kittle goes out to basically be a mini Kittle, the Juwan Jennings pass, that was a masterclass in we have to empty this playbook. We have to do everything we can, knowing the situation where we're at. Like, we're not going to score in a normal way, even though we've been moving the ball. I think the Niners had the most impressive win.
I'm going to go Bills. Like you said, the Jags are
one.
way better than people think.
Yeah.
Like, they ignore their record. They ignore how good Trevor Lawrence has been. I think it's the Bills, a banged-up Bills team.
And I think if you talk about the other two, or the other matchup in the AFC, I think the Texans and Patriots both had impressive defensive performances. I think their offense did not look good.
Yeah. I would agree with that. Now, let's zero in on the Niners real quick, because I do want to talk some Niners Seahawks. What a crazy year for these two teams. They opened up week 1 against each other. Mm-hmm. Niners take them down 17-13. Mm-hmm. Then you jump all the way to week 18. So you have 4 months in between. They square up again. This time it's a Seahawks 13-3, and now we arrive at a rubber match with everything on the line. The Seahawks look like the better team. One thing that I'm very interested to see, though, Trent Williams will play in this game. He did not play in the Week 18 game.
Yep.
And you think about a team like the Chargers, where the numbers with the Chargers on what that offense was when Joe Alt was healthy versus when Joe Alt was out, it's insane. You're talking about like a top 5 offense in the NFL to like a bottom 5 offense. I wonder what impact Trent Williams is going to have this weekend.
Yeah. I think the Seahawks are going to win just because I think that if you even look at that Week 18 game, the Seahawks left some points on the board and they kind of dominated. Like Sam Darnold, this is why I think Seahawks are a scary team, is that he has not played perfect for a while and they still keep winning.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, everything was so hard for the Niners.
Right.
Like every yard, every play. It wasn't easy, and the Seahawks do that to you.
And the Seahawks have gotten a run game going, and I think the Niners defense is struggling there. Like Saquon kind of popped off on them in the first half. Yeah, unless the
Seahawks should win this game.
Unless you have a Sam Darnold situation where, but again, I keep going back to this stat. The Seahawks are 5-1 when Sam Darnold has 2 turnovers or more.
He's the only player ever. They could date this back to 78, but as far as we know, the only player ever to lead the league in turnovers and be the 1 seed.
Right. So I think what people are seeing this year, and I get it. There's the way last year ended. There's been moments where you can't trust Sam Darnold. I don't know if it's a situation where you have to trust Sam Darnold. The Seahawks will not be asking Sam Darnold to go out and win a game. They're asking him to go out and not lose a game.
But
it's funny, that's how I feel about C.J. Stroud as well.
Yeah.
Does it have to backfire eventually?
What do you mean?
Like the turnovers. You have to have turnovers.
Like on this stage in like a 1-game sample size.
Against a team that has experience in the playoffs.
That's how good their defense is.
And I guess that game did calm down to like a couple plays. Like the 3rd and 18 run, the McCaffrey bobble was picked off. So there were plays there that game, the 49ers could have won that game.
Yeah.
Is that Niners entrance with the boombox a little intimidating?
Yeah.
That scares.
Anything Trent Williams does is intimidating. He's a large man that is incredible at his job.
Yeah, he could be licking a lollipop with a propeller hat on. It's like this. I'd be like, oh my God.
Have you heard any stories about Trent Williams and his strength? He's an intimidating guy all the time.
Now, also intimidating Seattle. I mean, that's a home field advantage in the playoffs. That stadium's going to be absolutely insane, especially against the Niners. There's going to be real hatred on display there. Another Sam Darnold stat that I thought was pretty shocking to me. Through week 11, so a large sample size, he had the number 1 QBR in the NFL. Like he was playing as good as he might. Since week 11, he's 27th. So it's an odd thing where it's not. That's kind of an inexplicable disparity to me.
Yeah.
Like if he had dropped to like 13, 14, I'm like, okay, whatever. But no, he went from being the best to now the bottom. I still think it's just too much for the Niners to overcome. And just watch this, guys. When you watch this game, again, the Seahawks and Texans, in so many ways they mirror one another, and what's so great about it, it just proves there's no one path to success in the NFL. The Texans, they blitz the least amount in the NFL, the least amount of simulated pressures, but they just have dudes. They play simple, fundamental, we're going to kill you football. The Seahawks are the opposite. Yeah. They have this uber complicated scheme. McDonald's like the McVay of defense, and yet they're just as deadly effective. This is the matchup that I'm most looking forward to in round number 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is going to be a great game. Great game. I think all the games are going to be great. I'm very, very excited. The Bills Broncos. Like, Broncos have not been talked about.
Yeah, they kind of
forget about the 1 seed.
Yes, it's shocking how little people have been giving them attention.
I know.
And I don't know how they're going to do.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't have a clue.
I think they can go to the Super Bowl because I think it's hard to win in Denver, especially this time of year.
I think the NFL kind of screwed the Niners with the scheduling here. Like, they're playing on Saturday, they played on Sunday. The Bears and Rams both played.
They always do the 1 seeds on Saturday.
But like,
the NFL, here's a quick fix, and this will never happen because they don't like this type of change, but here's a very quick fix for the NFL. Wild card weekend should be Saturday should be AFC, Sunday should be NFC. It should be 3-3. And then it should be Saturday, Sunday all the way through the playoffs. So you never have any rest disadvantages.
Yeah.
And then championship Sunday is championship Saturday and Sunday. Why wouldn't we? I mean, we'd watch that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So and it just doesn't screw up any.
You don't
of
like the Monday night game?
I kind of don't.
No.
I did it first. I think.
Is it because of what we got yesterday though? It's
it might be. It also just like I kind of forgot that it existed for half the day.
It was annoying too. This is our first time we were in it to wait for.
Yeah, I know. It was killing me waiting for the time. Yeah.
Yeah, and so now technically, if you were to do it that way, like come Super Bowl time, one conference would have one more day of rest.
But it doesn't matter because it's 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's 2 weeks. But also then you could do that the Pro Bowl. Whoever wins the skills competition, you get Sunday or you get Saturday.
But it also would be fun. Series. It would be a fun viewing experience to be like, all right, today's the AFC day, then there's the NFC
Well, it's very
day.
simple, which I would like. Like, let's just keep our head on straight. Right. Which lowest seed do y'all think has the biggest chance of creating an upset this weekend?
I'm sorry, guys. It's the Rams.
Yeah. Damn. That's not an upset. But if we're talking about lowest seed. Just going on seeding, it's the Rams. Yeah. Going true upset, well, I mean, the lines came out. The 49ers are over a touchdown. I think the 49ers, just the familiarity between the Seahawks and the 49ers, you always have to give, like...
I'm feeling Texans, dude.
Texans
I'm going Texans over the Rams, dude.
Texans are 2.5-point underdogs.
Okay.
So they would be an upset.
I'm going Texans over the Patriots. I think that defense is going to put May in a blender. And again, I'm staying on this take that I don't think C.J. Stroud's going to be as bad as he was.
It's almost impossible to be as bad.
Yeah, that's not really a take. Yeah.
What? No, I feel like I said it earlier and you shot it down.
No, but if I was like, well, I thought you meant for the rest of the, like, he can't be that bad for the rest of the playoffs. He could be that bad eventually. Like, if he plays 3 more games.
But like one thing he's always done this year, even when he's not been impressive, he has taken care of the ball. So like last night was an outlier in that regard.
He just looked lost.
So Matt in my ear was like, what? Nobody's saying Bills? My only problem with the Bills
are favorites.
No, 1.5 underdog. Just checked.
They just changed?
It's 1.5 right now for the Broncos favored.
Okay.
That's interesting to me, man. I mean, no Gabe Davis. Jordan Poyer's going to be out as well. Like you said, Ed Oliver returning to practice, but how effective will he be? Mile High, I think it's too much.
It wouldn't be crazy to me if every lower seed won.
Yeah, I mean, you look at this too, and I know we knew coming in the division winners weren't some of the best ones, but it was a tough week for the division winners for most of them, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Look at that.
Yeah, you're right, Nick. This could be the road teams could be in some good spots this weekend. Because this is why the wide openness of this playoffs. The 49ers are going to be, again, they're over a touchdown underdogs, but they play against the Seahawks twice. They know this team. It's hard to go up in a third game when you know everything the other team's going to be doing.
Josh Allen and Mile High is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
That's going to be a battlefield.
Against that defense too, dude. Mm-hmm. And especially because the Bills' style is so like O-line based and just pound it, which probably helps.
Type stuff.
They got to go against Surtain and company. I guess one name that we haven't mentioned on the show today that's going to be in that game, like Bo Nix.
Yeah.
For all the Sam Darnold talk and everything else, we talk about quarterbacks so much. Bo Nix kind of seems to exist in a space where we're all not quite sure what to make of him right now.
He's the most confusing guy in my mind because I will watch him sometimes and say, man, that guy looks awesome. And then there'll be stretches where it's like, how is this not working? And there's limitations there. So I don't know. I honestly don't know what to make of Bo Nix. I know that he has something in him that he can reach a spot. I've seen him in this season play games where you're like, wow, that guy's really good. So that's just what he's got to tap into.
He's got a little bit of Caleb in him too, where he'll struggle early on, and then he's turned it on in the fourth quarter a lot this year.
Yep.
Like he's been fantastic in that final, but then, man, actually that's so true. A lot of parallels between Nix versus Allen and Williams versus Stafford. Kind of the established old guard, some of the most clutch players that we know going against these new young upstarts trying to make a name for themselves.
Definitely. Excited.
24 draft is crazy.
Awesome.
24 draft.
24 draft is insane.
It's crazy the swings that have happened. Too.
It's got to feel kind of good.
Oh, it feels great because we didn't like.
I think we redraft them on one of the early episodes, and it probably wasn't kind to.
No,
like
was
after
down on
week
Caleb.
2, we redrafted and we were all talking trash about Caleb and whatnot.
You should have taken Penix.
So, look, that's going to be very exciting. Cannot wait for the playoffs this weekend. Let's get back to a little Cancun conversation real quick for another one of these offseason teams. We mentioned Eagles. We mentioned Packers. Let's have the Justin Herbert conversation with the Chargers. So, obviously, there's a real tough look what happened against the Patriots. I'm not sure that... So, I've been a big Herbert excuse maker all year long, and I'll continue to be. But the offensive line wasn't god-awful until the end the other night, and it does feel like on a weekend where we had Caleb making the throw, Josh Allen had the throw, Matt Stafford's game-winning touchdown. Like, he couldn't find one of those moments that his peers was able to.
Justin Herbert wasn't good.
Yeah.
He wasn't good in the playoffs, and he has not won a playoff game yet. That does not mean that he's not a good quarterback, but if you are one of the best quarterbacks or deemed one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL and you have gone 6 years in the NFL and not won a playoff game, you are going to get criticized. I think that's completely fair to do. I think the Chargers are more interesting in the fact that this is if you want to feel good if you're a Chargers fan, I would say this. Jim Harbaugh was in a similar situation with Michigan 3-4 years into his time with Michigan where he was hitting his head into a wall. He was losing to Ohio State. Remember, he had the I think it was 2016 where they had that fourth down.
The Michigan State one.
Yeah, the conversion. He was very close. It was very close. 10-win teams, all that stuff. He kind of reinvented himself, got new coaching staff in, and was able to then ascend to a new heights and get to the national championship, win the national championship. It was a process. He is at that point right now where he has done the same thing over and over, and I think he has to reinvent himself, find a new offensive coordinator, find a new plan for this team, and then hopefully that's where Justin Herbert takes that next step.
Also, like a little bit of, they're kind of like maybe the Packers. We talk about, running backs. You're going to get Tucker Kraft back. You'll get Micah Parsons back. Like in the same way, getting Slater and Alt back is going to be just massive for that team.
I don't know though. Slater may not. The patellar injury that he has is a drastically bad injury.
That's fair. But
Alt will be back. But that's the thing is like you can't say, well, we're going to get our tackles back. We're good. They've been bad up front in the middle for a while now. I don't know. Is Ladd McConkey your answer? Like Ladd McConkey was not great this year. Keenan Allen is very old.
I don't think Johnston is.
Quentin Johnston's like a very nice 3. Yeah. So I think they have to, as much as Harbaugh wants to run, and then pass off the run, like they have to kind of look in the mirror and figure out what they're going to be offensively.
I have a little bit. Oh, go ahead.
I think Harbaugh needs to get his guy. Send Herbert up to Minnesota and get 9.
Ooh. Yeah, get McCarthy down.
Well, it's like we just said in the last segment. Like there's a lot of new kids on the block who are catching up already to Herbert, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't it crazy that in the offseason remember going into the draft, there was that like, oh, should the Bears trade for Justin Herbert? This was before we drafted Caleb. Yeah. This was the trade the 1 pick for Justin Herbert.
Now I will.
I'm good now.
I got a little bit of hope for Justin Herbert. I was looking up other quarterbacks that started 0-3. And probably the best name that he'd want to look on there. Now, Peyton Manning was one of them as well. It's Matt Stafford. And you can see a lot of parallels between what happened in Detroit with Stafford and what's happened with the Chargers with Herbert. Stafford started 0-3, then he got out of there. He's now 6-5 in the playoffs, completely turned all around. I guess then the question is, though, can Herbert do the same thing while staying in the same place?
Do you think he
or does he have to get out of there?
You don't think so?
No, I think it comes down to Jim Harbaugh. And I think Jim Harbaugh is a fantastic coach. I'm a huge fan of his. He's got it. They're at a crossroads. You cannot go into next season doing the exact same thing and saying the exact same thing and being like, we're going to try to run the football and not get Justin Herbert some help on the outside and not get him some help in the middle of the interior of the offensive line. They have to figure that out.
But what's the haul you could get for Herbert?
I don't know. I wouldn't try. There's no way. There's no way Jim Harbaugh's going to trade him.
No, they can't. Yeah, no, Harbaugh loves him.
You have to pick
Harbaugh's a quarterback. Harbaugh loves him.
He loves him. It's like
the way the head coach talks about his own play.
Well, no.
It's different.
And also, like, Herbert, if you're a coach, you love him because he's tough, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? He gets a crap beat out of him. He never blames anybody. He's playing with a fractured left hand. Like, if I'm a coach, I'm riding with Herbert. We got to figure everything else out. But
Jim Harbaugh's obsessed with Justin Herbert.
Yeah,
his quotes are.
It might weird out Justin.
Yeah,
he wants him to.
You're weird me out.
Marry his hypothetical daughter. Does he have a daughter? Real quick, I want to touch on one more. Panthers, and I just want to talk about where everybody's at with Bryce Young.
I mean, they picked up his 5th-year option, but everybody does that with the number 1 overall pick. I don't think anybody is super
not
excited.
everyone.
Yeah.
We literally didn't with Justin Fields.
Number 1 overall pick, I'm saying.
Oh, number 1 overall. Sorry, my bad. Damn.
We did with the number 2 overall.
Yeah, we did with number 2.
Fair. Is anybody super enthusiastic about Bryce Young? I think at last year you could at least see some end of season momentum with him. This season it all kind of fell flat. Like he was a very inefficient or inconsistent quarterback, I should say. He had a game or two that was very exciting, but overall I don't think Bryce Young inspires hope in anybody.
Kind of the worst position to be in, right? Just gives you enough hope to be like, all right, should we? And then just leaves you with a lot to be desired.
I actually don't hate the position because I feel like you feel confident enough to know, okay, we don't have to give this guy like a Tua extension or like a Trevor Lawrence extension, and you can kind of let it play out. Like you can let him be a lame duck guy, let him play the 5th year, see how it goes, and then make your decisions then.
The best way I'd put it is he's not the guy, he's the Panthers guy. Like, you know what I mean? He could be your guy, but he's not the guy. At least he hasn't been yet.
I guess it's just a question of, like, do you give him the big second contract right now?
No, I mean, definitely not right now.
Yeah, and you don't. Yeah, you don't. And that's not that's not an awful place.
No, he might take a leap next year again. I mean, I think he played better than what Steven just said.
Yeah, I agree. I don't believe
Steven's
he fell
jaded, and he won some big games. He made some big plays. Even that Rams game, that throw to Coker
was freaking awesome, dude.
Beautiful throw. He, figuring out that he has the ability to run and make plays with his feet as well. So I thought it was positive for Bryce Young this year. If you can get one more positive in the right direction year, then maybe you got something.
All right, coming up next, guys, more Wake Up Barstool. This is FS1. Stick around. Rico. What's happening, y'all? Wake Up Barstool and FS1 every single Tuesday. It's college hoops season, and we talk to our college hoops go-to expert. That is Rico Bosco. Nobody is as plugged into all of college basketball as is Rico.
Can I ask a question first?
Yes, go ahead.
Rico.
What's up?
Great to see you, our college basketball expert.
Yep.
What's been the biggest story from the weekend?
Wisconsin had a pretty big win.
Oh, thank you. I didn't know if you'd mention it. Yeah, they beat Michigan.
Hold on. I texted you immediately when it happened.
Yeah. Greg Gard and the boys. It was an incredible game. They take down Michigan. How many undefeated teams are left? I mean, Michigan was
4.
So Michigan looked like the best team in the country. Take them down in their house.
Yeah, they did. I mean, that's kind of that's the kind of big story, so to speak, in terms of the unbeatens, obviously. Like, listen, Arizona looks unbelievable. They beat UConn, they beat Alabama, but their Big 12 schedule and their run comes late into February with Kansas and BYU and Houston. You look at Iowa State, beat Purdue, beat Iowa, Big 12 late in the year. Vanderbilt obviously beat Alabama. SEC gets a little tougher as they go. Nebraska beat Illinois and Michigan State, but still has Michigan, Illinois, Iowa twice, and Purdue. So, like, these unbeatens, nobody's immortal, I would say. You could say right now, oh, Arizona looks immortal, so to speak, given all their wins. But again, that Big 12 is a hell of a league. We'll see how it goes late into the season. So, yeah, Michigan, I think Michigan kind of needed that a little bit, if it makes sense. You know, like, you never want to go in undefeated. You take the loss, bring you back down to earth, get a little bit hungrier. But great win by Wisconsin. Unbelievable. And played their game. It wasn't the beat Michigan at their game. Wasn't a 47-45, like, fluky type thing. Went out, scored 91, and got it done. So great win by Wisconsin.
Well, Wisconsin's not a 47-45 type of team.
But not anymore. No. I'm more giving the example of a fluky type of thing. That's all. They went and beat Michigan in and up and down. That's what they did.
So big win for Wisconsin. Michigan's still very good. Titus was in here the other day, America's Team's Power Rankings, talking about Nebraska ball. The Cornhuskers, dude, hot right now. One of the unbeatens. Where do they fall into the Big Ten hierarchy, in your opinion? Are they a bit puffed up right now?
Yeah, so pretty high. I mean, I've always been a Hoiberg guy. He was with the Bulls, obviously, for a little while. But those Iowa State teams, I think if George Niang doesn't break his foot, that Iowa State team was as good at winning the national title in 2014. I really do. This kid Mast, I watched in person out at Kansas State, lit them up 2 years ago, I want to say. And he's really good. He's got 16 and 6. Hoiberg runs great stuff. They got a lot of guys who can shoot it. The kid Sanford, his brother played at Iowa. This kid can play as well. He's got Hoiberg's kid. They're obviously going to run good stuff. Nebraska's pretty high in the Big Ten. But like I said, tougher schedule as it gets down the stretch here, but I think Nebraska's in the mix to kind of stick around.
Speaking of a couple traditional powers that are maybe not so high right now, what is going on with Kansas and Kentucky?
So the big thing with Kansas is when Peterson plays, he's unbelievable. He's just been hurt. He's been banged up. You watch Bill Self get really frustrated in the sense of, like, there was a little bit of a rumor or a little bit of, like, his camp was telling him not to play. I hope that's not true. You obviously want the kid to compete, especially with this freshman class, which has been unbelievable. But also Kentucky's been struggling as well. Kansas unranked, by the way, for now. So it's like a 3-year run since they won that title, up and down in terms of not being fantastic for the last couple of years. But Kentucky, yeah, Jalen Lowe is now out for the year. There was a clip I was watching, just their motion offense, just absolutely no creativity, nobody moving. It looks like a bad men's league team. So Pope's pretty frustrated. You wonder how long that leash, I know he's a Kentucky guy. Obviously, they were really excited to get him back, but how quickly does that seat get warm is the question I would ask.
Rico, so we earlier in the show, we looked at our old halfway through the NFL season. We drafted our teams that we thought could win the Super Bowl. If I was to ask you now that we're halfway through the college basketball season, which sounds crazy already, but give me a little mid-season Final Four predict. If you had to pick who you think could make it, where's your head at?
Yeah,
wait, let me predict his prediction.
Okay,
sure.
Alabama, Gonzaga, Michigan. I don't know who his fourth is. Arizona.
Houston.
No,
Houston.
Never Arizona.
Houston.
Houston, right there. Houston was a hard decision for me. Listen, I know.
We were 3 out of 4.
Okay.
Oh, no, you didn't know Alabama. You didn't know Alabama. Yeah.
I didn't. The way Alabama's playing defense right now and being banged up, even they would say right now it's going to be an uphill battle to get to the Final Four.
They
have the talent.
Yeah, whoa. When things are going bad, it can't be they.
You gotta say
when things are going bad, it's still got to be we.
Try to keep journalistic integrity.
Okay.
Yeah, so we, they, whatever.
We.
I didn't know it was a big pronoun show, but yeah, we, they. So whatever you want to do. But yeah, so like they would say, need the toughness, need the health. They have the ability to go shoot it. You saw it a couple years ago when people wrote them off in 2024. And then last year, again, like, oh, they're bad. stay the course, get to the Elite Eight, have the talent to go do that. Got to fix it on defense, got to get healthy. But yeah, right now I still believe in Michigan. I just think the size and what Dusty does and the depth in terms of that. I think UConn, we talked about it with Braylon Mullins, one of my favorite players to now watch, a freshman. This whole freshman class, I feel like everybody knew about DeBanza and Caleb Wilson and Boozer. Mullins was like, it felt like he was sliding under the radar. He's unbelievable. And Hurley was riding him early in the year. He's given him a little more freedom now and knows he's the guy they need to make this March run. I do believe in Gonzaga. I really do. It'd be nice if they can avoid Arizona out west and kind of have those home games in that region. And then I just think DeBance is the best player in the country. I think he's got a mellow type run in him. For a Final Four. I believe in them. I liked what they did last year, obviously getting to the Sweet 16, a little bit of experience, the kid Saunders. Kevin Young runs a pro-type system. I like BYU. So those would be the four. Houston right there in terms of the fifth.
He's got a chill run in him?
What did I say?
Mellow run in him?
A mellow championship. Sometimes I speak a little too fast. I meant to say mellow title run or mellow championship
run. He's going to chill out all the way to the title run?
No, mellow championship run.
No, Carmelo Anthony.
Oh, let's use his whole name then. So
no, that's confusing. Yeah, he's mellow, yeah. Jay, what do you got?
You're a bad guy.
Rico, I'm sure you know what I'm about to ask you. The Oklahoma Lady Sooners, dropping 2 in a row to ranked opponents. LSU, South Carolina, both in the next 10 days. They got their freshman guard, Aaliyah Chavez, shooting under 35% the past 3 games. Can they turn around for these big ranked matchups coming up?
Yeah, I think they'll be okay. I actually prepared for this one today, Che. There was a clip I saw on my timeline yesterday, but as I sent it to the producers, I'm like, I want to have this video to go back and share. I think the girl's name is like Brenda Fries at Maryland.
Yeah.
It's an old clip, as it turns out, but the girl just tweeted it yesterday. She is cooking her lineup. She's like, it's 28-18. We need some effort. She's cooking her lineup. So the coach at Maryland is now I'm a big fan favorite of that. Lot of firepower. I like that.
Send a sweatsuit, Lady Terps.
Send a sweatsuit. We like that. Yeah.
Rico, thank you so much, man. You're
Great
the absolute
job,
best.
Bosco.
Rico Bosco, college.
Wait a minute. Give us a pick.
What about the mid-major minute?
Yeah, give it to us.
Mid-major minute. Go.
I don't know who this could be.
Go.
All right. We got to go fast. UConn -5.5 tonight. Hurley's lost the last 4 at Seton Hall. I don't think you could do it. High Point, 16-3, made the tournament last year. Complete rebuild. Best player, Cameron Fletcher, 16-7. What do you say about a kid named Cameron Fletcher? I would be saying that he's dip setting his team up for success. When you say he can play, oh boy, I really mean it. And hey ma, you got to watch this kid. And when you got 4 guys on this team at High Point who shoot over 40 from deep, what does the defense say, Nick? You mad. So High Point's got it rolling. We like them.
All right,
Great
Rico
job,
Bosco.
Rico.
That was awesome.
That's part of my morning. That's part of my morning.
All right, when we get back, let's close out today's show.
You're right.
Wake Up Barstool here on FS1. Stephen Cheah, give us some NBA.
2 very big things from the NBA last night. One of them, very funny after the game. Pacers, who are the worst team in the Eastern Conference, surprisingly. Tyrese Halliburton, obviously, out for the year. Joe Mazzulla, in a press conference, the Pacers won by 2. Pascal Siakam hit a game-winning shot. Responded to every question that the media asked with illegal screen. They asked him about 8 or 9 questions, and every response he just said illegal screen. If you actually watch the play, I can understand that if there's a wide open shooter, it was just a screen to get a switch. On Derek White, who is a good defender, there's no, I can understand being upset about it. The way that this game ended, it shouldn't have mattered at all. So I'm sorry. Joe Mazzulla, terrible look. Also, very cool moment from last night. Kyle Lowry, who was a Raptor for a very long time, won a championship with them. Came back to Toronto. He's with the Sixers now. He is a bench warmer. But with just under 2 minutes left, the game's somewhat out of hand. It's like a 15, 16-point game. The whole crowd is chanting for Kyle Lowry to come in. He's in his full warm-ups. And then he does come in for Tyrese Maxey, and the whole crowd goes crazy. Very, very cool moment in the NBA last night.
Awesome.
I love Kyle Lowry's body.
What part?
He's got a squatty body.
It's one of the more, NBA bodies are the least relatable. And Lowry at least feels like somewhat achievable. The Kyle Lowry build does.
That's cool. They're still doing the NBA.
I didn't know.
They were doing it this year.
No, Dan, we got Wake Up we got highlights. We got NBA highlights on Wake Up.
Yeah, we'll get into it.
Hell yeah. All right, guys, we love you. We'll see you tomorrow. More Wake Up. Have a great day, guys.